Eddie Windsor and Thea Spire lived together as a couple in New York City for 40 years before they married in Canada in 2007. 2 years after their marriage, Thea Spire passed away. Typically, when a spouse dies, they leave their assets to their partner, including things such as the family home without their partner accumulating estate taxes. When Thea died, the federal government did not recognize their marriage and charged Eddie $363,000 in estate taxes due to the inheritance she gained from Thea. This was a problem because although the marriage happened elsewhere, New York laws still recognize same-sex couples under their estate laws. The federal government did not recognize Eddie and Thea's marriage according to the Defense of Marriage Act, more commonly known as DOMA, which was passed in 1996. Under Section 3 of DOMA, the federal government was prevented from recognizing marriages between same-sex couples for the purpose of federal laws and programs. This declared things such as Social Security and veterans benefits, as well as health insurance and retirement plans, unconstitutional for these couples. Eddie decided to fight the constitutionality of DOMA and demanded a refund of the estate tax she paid. She claims that DOMA violates the equal protection principle of the U.S. Constitution because it only recognizes existing marriages of heterosexual couples, but not of homosexual couples, even though the state of New York considered all marriages equal. On December 7, 2012, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed to hear Eddie Windsor's opposition to DOMA.
The court's ruling or decision for the case was that DOMA was unconstitutional under the Fifth Amendment because it ignores the Due Process Clause, which protects the citizens' equality amongst each other. Furthermore, the federal government must recognize and give same-sex marriage couples the same rights as heterosexual marriages, only if that state allows it. DOMA also doesn't allow for states to respect and equally treat other state citizens as they should, which additionally ignores the Fifth Amendment. Federal government laws overrule the state laws as they have more powers. However, this creates a controversy due to states wanting to vocalize their own people's opinions on certain topics. In this case, the federal government wanted to define marriage between a heterosexual couple and didn't want to federally recognize same-sex marriage under states who allowed and supported these marriages. Unfortunately, if same-sex marriages aren't federally approved, then couples can't have their partner's inheritance unless they pay taxes. Also, other states don't have to recognize these marriages as DOMA allows it to occur, which angers citizens as it went against the Constitution's Fifth Amendment.
According to the Pew Research Center polling in 2004, 60% of the Americans opposed same-sex marriage, while 31% were in favor of it. But since that, throughout the years, the majority of Americans have changed opinions about same-sex marriage, and now 61% support this topic and only 31% are against it. Support to gay marriage has increased because it's frequently seen and people have more knowledge about it for the reason that they know someone who's homosexual. However, the people that don't agree with this topic is because of religious reasons. They say that same-sex marriage would go against their beliefs and think being gay is unnatural because God created men and women. But since the support to same-sex marriage has increased, overall, the acceptance of same-sex marriage in the United States has influenced the country in many ways. Now, about 10% of the LGBT are married, and more than 50 brands support the Pride community. It includes the Nike, Converse, Starbucks, and even the Verizon company.